Hello friends, in this video tutorial we are going to discuss one of the most important features in any of the programming languages, that is variables, basic operators as well as data types. Here I have written one example program in C language to demonstrate what are these things. First of all, we already know that what is include has include studio H, and here you might see one new line uh, with different gray colors. It is a comment in programming languages. How to write comment in programming in C language is by using two forward slashes. For example, if I want to write one new comments, I have to give two forward slash and say here is my main function, like this. These are like notation for you to memorize what you were working on these things. Okay, let's remove this. One thing I want to mention is that with these two forward slashes, you can write single line comments. That means if you write comments here something and go to next line, for example, if you write some things without any forward slashes, then it is compiled as some source code of your program. So let's remove this. If you want to write multi-line comments, then how to do this? For that, you have to give one slash and one asterisk like this. Now you can write multiple lines of comments and end with one asterisk and one forward slash. In this way, you can write multiple lines comments. Okay, let's discuss about variables now. Variables are like names given to some constant values, or for example, the values which keep on changing. For example, let's consider this one integer b equals to 5. Here, b equals to 5 means this 5 value is going to be assigned to this b variables. That is, b is a variable. Now, if I want to change this value of b, I can say b equals to 6 in next line. What happens is now, wherever I call this b, the value 6 will be called. That means we can keep on changing these values and use in our programs. The variables are like something which keeps on changing with your program source codes. Let's discuss about what is data type. We are going to discuss 4 basic data types only in this tutorial. In C, there are 4 basic data types called integer, which is denoted by int, floating point value, which is denoted by float, double value, which is denoted by double, and character value, which is denoted by char. So now let's see what integer is. Integer is value, real numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, natural numbers or whole numbers. That means positive or negative. Okay, now let's see what float is. Float is a data type which can store floating point values like this 3.14. What is the difference in between integer and floating point values? Are integer cannot store values after these decimal places. For example, 0.14. If we store this 3.14 in the integer, it will be stored as 3 by rounding up. But in float, it is stored at exactly as it is, that is 3.14. Let's see what is double. Double is also a data type which can store floating point values. The difference in between float and double is that float can store smaller floating point values, whereas double can store larger floating point values. That's the only difference. Now let's discuss about character data type. Char data type is used to store a single character. For example, char ch. This ch variable is storing a value. That means whenever I use ch wherever in my program, until it is changed, ch will be replaced with this e. Okay, that's all about data types. Let's go to discuss something about basic operators. Here in this program, let's consider this printf, integer number. As we already know, it will just display this integer number in a console. Scanf is a function that is used in C to get input from the user through the keyboard. It needs 2 parameters. First is string identifier, and second is the address where that data needs to be stored. See here, %d signifies that user is going to enter some integer values that needs to be stored in this a variable. Now, to point the location of a variable, we need to put ampersand. Use of this ampersand is to point to the location where that a variable points. That means, if a variable is pointing some memory location in RAM, those location can be accessed by using this ampersand sign before that variable name. Now, number entered by the user is stored in this variable array using this line of code. Now, let's go to discuss about what basic operators are there in C programming language. There are 4 types of basic operators addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Here we are showing you example of addition. Here in this line of code we have written sum equals to a plus b. This line of code is going to add these values stored in variable a and variable b. After calculation of addition in between these two variables, it is going to store the result in this sum variable, which we have already declared as integer here. Now the value of b is 5, which is going to be stored in, which is going to be added with the value entered by the user and stored in this variable name. So this statement of code is going to display you the result of addition in between variable a and b, which is integer, so we are using percentage %d to signify that it is going to be an integer, and sum is the variable which is pointing the result of addition in between two variables a and b. Like this percentage %d, there are 4 types of string formats in C language, which I am going to show you here. See, percentage %d for integers, percentage %f for floating point numbers, percentage %c for characters, percentage %s for string. We are going to discuss about this string later in our arrays video tutorials. Okay, now this return 0 is going to return the value 0 after executing this main function, because we have already signified that this main function, after execution of this main function, it is going to return some integer values. So we are returning here 0 just to let the system know that that function has executed successfully. Okay, now we are going to execute this program and see the output of this program. For that, let's go to build and run. See, here it is displaying integer number. Let's enter some integer values like 8 and press enter. See, it is displaying a plus b equals to 13. How it is displaying a plus b equals to 13 is by adding this entered value 8 with the stored value of 5 in the variable b. That is 8 plus 5 equals to 13. Okay, that's all. Hey guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this video tutorials. If you have any queries or if you want any help from us, you can contact us through our website or you can comment us in our blog. Thank you.